y'all get the notes, as I call them, the notifications, of course. I didn't get a chance to come on last night, but hey, the Black Barbie. How are you all doing? Hey, Miss Shan Band. Hey, positive vibes. Bringing some positivity into the room. How's everybody doing tonight? Y'all know I got a lot going on this week. Hey, Dub JJ. I'm gonna wait for more people to start getting the notifications and coming in. Hey, Black Butterfly. How has everybody's day been? We're gonna wait for more people to start. Y'all know we normally give everybody like 5 minutes. So what's been going on in the YouTube streets? Rest in peace to D'Angelo. I saw where D'Angelo passed away today. Um, they're saying he had pancreatic cancer. That's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. I hate that. I hate that. We're going to talk about, has the National Guard made Memphis any better? Yeah, first Angie Stone, then him. I mean, that's so sad. It really is. It's really sad. First Angie Stone, then him. Of course, you all know I had a conference to come to, and I've been enjoying it. I've been really enjoying the conference. A lot of information, a lot of good, useful information, as a matter of fact. And that I can use. Hey, Miss Tyranny. Y'all got so much stuff going on this week. I gotta, when I get back home, I gotta get back home running. But I think this is gonna be like a historical week for me. It already has been. And then next week, I guess I can slow down a little bit for a minute, right? Um, yeah. Their son has their son has nobody now. I wonder how long had he been fighting with that cancer? Because he didn't even put out any song. He hadn't put out any songs in many, many years. You know, the last time we saw him, it was like he was blown up. I'm talking about, it's like his body had blown up. And maybe it was some medicines or something that he was taking or something like that. But rest in peace to him. I hate that. But I want to talk about, everybody has been talking about, has the National Guards made Memphis any better? I will say this. It's keeping a lot of the I guess the bad people in the house for the most part. Now the thing about that is, with them staying in the house, the most of the times, the domestic violence go up, because when folks are in the house all the time, they get tired of looking at each other. Child, they get all they can do. They get to fighting. Okay, so I'm looking for that crime to go up a little bit. But somebody told me, and I hollered. Somebody told me that that the state troopers pulled over the Matter bus. Y'all, and I'm serious. I saw you. They said the state troopers had the Matter bus pulled over. I don't know if the Matter bus was speeding, because they pull anybody over for speeding. If they pull over Memphis Police Department for speeding, they'll do anything, right? That's a law enforcement agency. And they said they had pulled a Matter bus over. I said, Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. I hollered. They done pulled a Matter bus over. Now they trying to get people to their next stop, and they pulling them over. I guess the Matter bus must have been rolling, child. I don't know. But a lot of people are complaining because, the people that are out are the ones that's trying to go to work, and law-abiding citizens, and a lot of the law-abiding citizens have been catching it the hardest, right? Because they look for any reason. If you driving too slow. Now, I ain't heard nobody say they've been doing that lately, because they was being real petty. I think a lot of complaints have been put in on them for doing that. But as we saw before, the Hispanic community kind of feel like that they are picking on them. And people feel like that the criminals that have been causing the issues, they're kind of hiding. I guess they ain't hiding enough, because it's still some stuff, some crime and stuff, quite a bit that's going on. But, oh, child, it's really just sad. I want to show you all this. Hold on. Y'all, make sure y'all hit that like button, okay? Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. I be hating it when I can't come on. When I can't come on. Hold on. Hold on, you all. They are saying that TBI is saying that they've recovered about 45 missing children. The task force has. Let's see.
Is not only fighting crime, they're recovering missing children. Today, the director of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation said dozens of children have been located by the task force, with the majority of those children being runaways. WREG's Shay Arthur has reaction and tells us what one nonprofit hopes will happen next.
Added law enforcement on the ground. We're seeing them all over Memphis. But in addition to arresting people and writing tickets, missing children are being located.
Our team has been working very closely from the start with this, focusing on recovering missing children. And we have been working very closely with Homeland Security investigations, with the FBI, even today, diplomatic security is working with us.
TBI director telling us today, since the inception of the Memphis Safe Task Force 2 weeks ago, 45 of 137 identified missing children have been recovered.
There was one that literally was actively being reported missing when a traffic stop happened and it was recovered. And so that's the speed of which this operation is helping us address these types of situations.
He says the vast majority are runaways, vulnerable children.
Anytime we can locate children, we're putting them in a safer place. When we know that when our children are on the streets or are in runaway status, they are more vulnerable to trafficking. So anybody that can identify, bring them in and bring them into a place of safety, it increases the likelihood that they won't fall victim to trafficking.
Autumn Chastain is the CEO of Thistle and Bee, a nonprofit program for women survivors of trafficking. She says after children are located, it's crucial they receive services to make sure they get needed support.
By bringing in those agencies, we create a safe environment. And in that safe environment, we're able to implement the services that are needed. So I hope that's what comes next. We've identified these youths, let's wrap around services and let's create services for them that they now need.
For your news leader, Shay Arthur, WREG News Channel 3.
And the TBI director said they're working with the Department of Children's Services as well as Memphis Shelby County Schools. Now, MCS told us in a statement, in part, MSCS remains committed to the safety and well-being of all students to the extent that we can assist law enforcement while protecting our students and their families' privacy. The district will continue to cooperate.
All right. Okay. Y'all know what's so funny? The first time I heard about that organization, I was at earlier this year, I was at a luncheon that the mayor had, and they did a drawing, and I won. And Thistle and Bee was the one that I won the box of goodies. And there was a lot of nice stuff in there. That was hey Diane. They did a name pool. And I ended up speaking to her more about her organization. She was really nice and what they did. She was really nice. And she's right. There are a lot of useless organizations that's being funded that's not doing what they're supposed to do. Now, I don't know how proactive she is either. But I might have a sit down with her. I had a talk with her. I might have a sit down with her to see exactly what they are doing. It seemed like to me she's being pushed to the forefront because she was at the mayor's luncheon. So we'll see. I'm gonna see how many people have she helped. Yeah, because that's a good thing. When I don't know if she was a victim of trafficking herself. I do believe, I think she said that she was. But there are a lot of victims of human trafficking. And like I said, it's getting worse. And a lot of the reasons that we see a lot of these kids going missing is because they are forced into trafficking. I think they would want to lead you to believe that everyone is what's the word that I'm looking for, is running away, but that's not true. It was never true. A lot of these kids are being snatched up. It's amazing. A lot of what I've been learning as it relates to how they're doing things, especially within, and how they're trying to work to change a lot of stuff with people being wrongly charged. I think they're working to just at the conference that I'm at now, and I'm really enjoying the conference. I'm able to see things on both sides of the rope. And I think I told you all before that even when I was in the private sector, what happened was I ended up, a lot of the work that I got was from defense attorneys, right? When they had clients that was they were seeking private investigators and stuff to help with certain things. So yeah, but I think now what's happening is it's dangerous, and I've always known that, especially in these smaller counties. And I think TBI is going to be cleaning up a whole lot of stuff. Um, because what I'm learning is in some of these smaller counties, when something had happened, um, if the sheriff wanted to be reelected or something like that, and they don't get that many homicides because it's not in some of these small counties. It's not like Brownsville. Okay, it's not that many people. But if there's a open homicide and they have not solved it, they were ruling it in some of these smaller counties as suicides. So to just close the case, right? So a lot of these families we're not getting justice. I am glad that that has been identified, and a lot of this stuff is getting ready to be brought to a head. Some of these they had started already gradually making, and I'm I think a lot of these criminals too are going to be surprised. Some of these habitual criminals with how the laws and stuff are, and I think that's one of the things that we could, I was trying to say before, when we get mad at the DA and all of that, the DA and the judges have to, they do things, they're able to play around based on the laws that are on the books. But I think what we're getting ready to start seeing in Tennessee, all the way across the board, is how they're gradually changing a lot of these laws to make them federal laws so that the jail doors won't be a revolving door. Okay. We do know that like a lot of these grand theft autos, these auto thefts, these auto rings, they made those federal. Okay. I don't think people been paying that any attention, but they did. And it's a lot of other stuff that they're in the process of making federal. So it's a lot of things that are changing in Tennessee. I think um, the sad thing about it is that somebody's child that was just in the in crowd is going to get caught up in something that they're not going to be able to get out of. I think this is a crucial time and for people to really start instilling not being in the in crowd, especially a bad crowd, with their children, because if you don't have a money for a high priced attorney that can hire in a whole lot of experts. I was talking to some of the I mean, I've had the opportunity to meet quite a bit of experts today that are investigators, and if you don't have that, your child is going to get sent up the river. And so I think what we have to start doing is instilling self-worth and making sure that we press. It's okay to not be with the in crowd. Okay, I just think that that's very important because oftentimes it is the good kids, that's just hanging, just want to hang around some of these kids that or young adults that's doing bad. It is them that oftentimes get caught up. Okay, so hey, I think that it's a crucial thing. I don't see. I don't think folks gonna be getting away with too much. Like I said, like I've had the opportunity to see a lot of what's getting ready to happen today. And hey, on one hand, Um, I think it's a good thing. Maybe that can serve as a deterrence. But on the other hand, I do know just from working in when I was working in the private sector and being hired by defense attorneys, I do understand that everybody that's charged with a crime is not guilty. I knew that when I was working for the sheriff's office. Everybody in jail is not guilty. And I know that when you go and ask somebody, why are you in jail? What you do? I ain't do nothing. Everybody gonna say they didn't do anything. But some of those people actually, not everybody, okay? Probably about 25% of them didn't do anything. And I think it's essential that 25%, um, that 25% is life is not ruined, but people got to put themselves in better positions. And y'all know I've always said this since I was on here, because this is what I was taught. It's funny because when I was going through the academy, this is what they taught us. It is better to let 10 guilty men go free than to convict one innocent man. Okay. So it's just better to open up the jail doors and just let 10 guilty ones go than to ruin the life of one innocent one. And so I think these are critical times. And people going to have to start opening their eyes. Hey, I know that we get caught up in working and trying to make a living and trying to keep food on the table. Most homes are one parent homes. And but I think we're going to have to make the time to make sure that we're validating, talking to our children, and making time for our children. Yeah, it is. It is that time. It's been that time. Hey, Miss Diane. Hey, Miss Kawana. But has the National Guard made Memphis any better? Well, listen, I was talking to my friend, and he said, he funny to me anyways. He said that they had the car show. And he said his friend said that the state troopers and the National Guard found out where the car show was at. They was at the car show. He said that his friend said they hurry up. They hurry up and got the hell on the way from there. They slid away from the car show. Y'all know when they be having the car show, they shows out. Okay, they said the National Guard and the state troopers they found the car where the car show was at. Made they was just out there. I guess all of those that was riding dirty, they hurry up and got the hell on the way from there. So I don't know. Like I said, now I do know that they've been staying in the Ridgecrest. Okay, they've been staying in the Ridgecrest apartments, and I think that's a target area anyways, because so much stuff had been happening in the Ridgecrest apartment. So I really don't see no issues with it, because folks were just walking up, knocking people down in daylight. Where was I at? And I saw them. I was somewhere, and they was just sitting there around Smoky City. That's where it was. I I had a case over there, and in Smoky City, and y'all know I told y'all I love me some Smoky City barbecue, right? And I was riding past there. Look, the state troopers, they lined up just sitting back there in the parking lot. I say, ain't this some shit? I'm like, are they eating? But that's what they do. They go into these areas, and I haven't heard of a lot of bad stuff happening in Smoky City. I haven't, because it's more older people over there now, I think. And they going into the projects, and they just sitting there. They just opening the back of their they're just making their presence known. Okay, they're making their presence known. So, child, I don't know. Like I said, I know people getting mad, but me personally, I don't really think I have no issues with it. It ain't the National Guard, it's them 13 agencies and troops that laid the law. The National Guard ain't really got to do much but be a backup plan, but they are a part of the next phase of this agenda. But you know what, Simeon? Why why did they allow it to get this out of control? And the thing about it is, you know, we want to be mad about the Guard coming to Memphis, but we was mad when all this crime was happening and nothing was being done. Nothing was being done. These Negroes had went crazy. They went absolutely crazy. So um I think I'd rather have them than not have them. I mean, because it's sad. If something had not happened, it wasn't gonna be no more young black men in Memphis because they was gonna kill everybody and women either. They was doing it because they could. They knew nothing was going to happen. They used the troopers to take the streets, and when you run in the house, then agents is coming in with a for show warrant. Well, I think, like I said, I think we heard the Hispanic lady. They're upset because they're saying that she said the rats are not. They're scattered out. They're not coming out. I wonder who the rats are, and they're messing with the Hispanic community. I hate that they're messing with the Hispanic community. I do. But what's happening is because, like I said, I've never in my life, with the 25 years that I've been working in and around 201 Poplar. Okay. I don't work in there now, but I'm there almost every day. In the 25 years, I've never in my life seen so many white people coming in and out of that building going to court. I've never seen it. Never. The only people you saw going to court, especially traffic court, was black folks, was black people. So now you're starting to see you're right, we need them. We either gonna get it right as a city or get out of them people way. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword for sure. It shouldn't have even had to come to this. Why weren't, why was our community, a lot of our community doing what they were doing, just going crazy, just killing each other? And here's the thing, that's the reason why when people say something, but well, you want to see them, y'all, I don't want to get started. Y'all know how I get when I get started. I get so damn tired of black folks sitting up talking about when hold on, y'all, I'm getting comfortable. Put my feet up. I get so tired of black folks sitting up talking about they doing this to black folks. How come they don't have that same type of energy with black on black crime? Then with all the black on black crime, you can't get them to say a damn word. You can't even get them to address it. I'm talking about the black politicians, a lot of them. But when the National Guard come in, they get mad. That's because crime pays. Okay, crime pays. They want them federal dollars coming in so that they can continuously, the higher the crime is, the more federal dollars you get that come into your local politicians, and they're able to allocate that fund in their district however they want to. The problem is they allocating it to their family members and getting a kickback. Okay, so Trump took the initiative and said, I'm going to take the federal dollars and pay the state troopers and the National Guard. They're mad. They don't give a damn about what's going on in the black community. Then what they try to do is get black people emotional. Well, they didn't doing it because we black. They want to kill black boys. These black boys was out here killing black boys. They weren't saying a damn thing. They was killing 10 a night, it seemed like to me. And what they tried to do at that point was kick it back up to the mayor and the police chief. Okay. Instead of getting together saying, listen, we gotta come to a conclusion. We gotta get better jobs in Memphis. And when we get them here, we can't sell the people out by letting them give us a kickback to bring in temporary services. These are the types of things that's been going on. Okay. But people understand that all they have to do is get black people emotional. Dr. King had died, did it, so that and here it is 60 years later, and they're still doing the same thing to black people. Now you doing it when you got your black ass in office and you taking a kickback. Okay. And so that's why I say, and I'm way harder on black politicians, because a lot of these black politicians come from out of these areas. Okay. That's true, El Mars. And so, right, they was bragging about it. They was bragging about what they was doing. You know, it was bad. It was bad out there. So I'm blaming everybody. But like I said, the decent citizens want to feel safer. Okay. They say the auto theft rate is down. You know why? Because now they know they can't just ride around in stolen cars and park them in their carport. The police weren't running no tag, and even if they was running tag, if the car came back stolen, they weren't gonna pull you over. They were just gonna go around you. So now you can't ride around. You can't go for steal people's new cars and ride around in them. Okay. So that's going to cut out a lot of these auto theft rings that I believe had gotten so bad anyways, because what these car shops and these dealerships was doing was hiring, it was organized crime, hiring some of these black boys that was out here on drugs to go and steal these parts. It's cheaper if they go get a car. Man, I need you to go get a look for a Chevrolet and this and that. Steal it. They get them a little bit of nothing, probably a rock. But I know that these dealerships was involved, because I'm gonna tell y'all what the dealerships was doing. When they had people working at their dealership, when you got those new tires, the reason that a lot of these people, once they got their car, they brought brand new cars, they got the factory tires on them, they was paying these boys to go, giving them the address, okay, and paying them to go and steal the tires back off of the brand new cars, okay. So I think a lot of that is being cut short, just like with a lot of these beauty supply stores. Once law enforcement started zoning in on a lot of these Asians that was having these break-ins, talking about their hair and stuff was stolen and committing insurance fraud. Once they started being vocal about it, okay, I remember the last time I believe it was the FBI, TBI or something. They said that they felt like it was some insurance fraud and stuff going on. We haven't been seeing any break-ins really anymore at these beauty supply stores, right? It was happening. It was like everybody that owned a beauty supply store was getting a chance. There's time they hitting up beauty supply stores. No, they was committing insurance fraud. Okay. So a lot of this stuff that have been going on, it's getting ready to be cut out. Nobody gets out and work, okay, for these damn fools and these damn thugs and this organized crime to go on. Okay. It's a lot of young people that's on drugs. So it's easy to get them to go and steal they'll go and steal a pickle off of a hamburger. Okay, that's how bad it is. For a dime, anything that'll get them a hit. So a lot of that's gonna stop. I really and truly hope that they start back promoting or going out of businesses and still open. Right. I really and truly hope that they start something has to happen as it relates to like um the drugs and stuff. And I get so tired of black people saying, well, you know, they drop drugs off in our community. They want us to be sprung. Well, yo, why you got your piss ass on it? See, a lot of stuff I don't buy into. When they say, well, you know, they put the drugs in our community, so they want us to be on drugs. If you know that's why they do it, why you go get on drugs? Why you go get on it? You know what drugs gonna do to you before you get on it. These folks be knowing what crack is gonna do when you get on it. So why you go and try it? Okay? And then get mad. She wrong, she being judgmental. Well, you a damn crackhead. You know you's a crackhead. You knew what crack was gonna do to you when you saw what it did to everybody in your damn family, and you went and got your ass on it. See, what happens is they don't talk about being proactive anymore in our community because there, as I always say, there's no money in being proactive. Okay? We have codependent personalities, and I believe that it's a generational curse in our communities. And I'm serious because I think that's how they programmed our community to be codependent. On a whole lot of stuff. You even have the Christians at church, okay, that's codependent. They be codependent on somebody. They go to church because they want to hear about Sister Watermelon's testimony. I wouldn't go to church because I just got to hear me a good old testimony. And they be codependent on that. You know, when you have to be careful about that too, because these folks that have a testimony today and they've been to forgot about it tomorrow, okay? So but I think that's what it is. And so I think when we have issues, we want to go and get on something. And by all means, I'm not saying if you need you some drugs, okay, if you need you some meds, then if that's what you need, get on them, okay? But I think that's what's going on. And y'all know me. I don't believe in conspiracy stuff, but I do believe that they're putting something in the food and in the water and stuff like that to keep us codependent. Okay, to keep us codependent. I would suggest on certain things. I would suggest that if you can, I always tell people get organic, like vitamins and herbs and stuff like that, because they're doing a work on us. But as far as narcotics that we don't have to have, if we know that they're dropping these things into our community so that we can be sprung, so that they can take our vibration down, so that we can't be conscious about what's going on, why go and get on it? I can never understand why people wait until, you know, they get you got people in their 40s and 50s and 60s and going and getting on drugs. Why in the hell would you ever want to be a damn old crackhead? Okay? So it's real hard for me because we all go through stuff. Your ass done lived through the crack era. And you go and get sprung. I just going through a lot of problems. I had to try. Bitch, you saw what crack did in the 80s. Your ass in your 60s, you was way grown. You saw what it did. And you go get your old ass on it and get to stealing out of folks' purses and stuff. Folks, now you got your wife and your little kids and grandkids and stuff got to sleep with their damn dollars and shit in their panties because you decided you want to be an old ass crackhead. And so instead of people, okay, dealing with their issues, they find ways to blame somebody else. It ain't my fault you decided to be a crackhead at 60. Okay? That's right. Just like I always thought, I feel like it's a darn shame that I feel like that it's a, she said wearing a diaper and smoking. It's a darn shame that a lot of these old Negroes think it's cool and they're in their 40s and 50s and 60s talking about they repping a gang. That's when you know that there's a lot of mental illness going on. They throwing up gang signs and shit, and they on blood pressure medicine, diabetic medicine. They got glaucoma, stomach and shit twisted all the way to the back, or they damn stomach twisted to the damn back, mouth turned up, turned another way. I mean, at what point? At what point do you get old and you decide that you want to? Because I thought age and stuff supposed to come with some wisdom. Okay. But for some reason, a lot of these people think that this stuff is cool and cute when they supposed to be setting examples for their children. And I'm gonna tell you something. I remember growing up in the 80s, because I was a big girl. Okay. When I remember when the crack era hit, I didn't see a lot of crackheads doing what I see these damn fools doing. Okay. I didn't see them doing what a lot of these damn fools doing. A lot of crackheads in the 80s, whatever they did it to themselves. Now you had to sleep with your money in your panties because they was gonna steal it because they want to go get them a rock. Okay, but whatever it is, it seemed like to me, like when like the 2000s came, you started to see a lot of people that had been on crack. They started to recuperate. And so now I think, and they didn't really have to go to no rehab. They just got tired of doing crack. So a lot of people that was on crack in the 80s. So now I think the agenda is to make sure that that we never recuperate. Okay. So whatever these folks is on that, what they put into the communities now, whatever kind of drug they got in, they turning them into damn foods. They're making sure that if they decide they want to get off of it, they got to take some type of pill their whole life. They can't go cold turkey. It's a money thing. Okay. So if you want to get off meth, you got to take some, because you can never go cold turkey on meth. You got to take a pill for the rest, some type of pill for the rest of your life. Right. Because, you know, I mean, you get thinking about some of these drugs that they have in the community now. Shit, these folks be so messed up on drugs. Crack would actually help some of these folks. I don't mean no harm. Crack might help them. They be batshit. It turns them batshit crazy. It turns their brain into scrambled eggs. Hell, crack might help them. I mean, it'd be a lot better than what they're doing now. Since most of them were functional addicts. Yeah, a lot of them were functional addicts. A lot of them were functional addicts. A lot of women, it's sad, you know, a lot of pretty women got on crack and just ruined their lives. They started doing anything to get it. And I truly think that the reason some people stay on drugs for so long, especially women, and even maybe some men, when they start thinking about, it's hard for them to think about a lot of the things when they sober up a little bit that they did to themselves. I think it's hard for them to think about that. You think about even prostitutes. If you talk to some prostitutes, they'll let you know that they have to hurry up and get them a hit before they mess with them men. Because if they're sober a little bit, they're not going to be able to have sex with those men because it grosses them out. But you think about some of these young girls now, they totally messed up. It's almost like they're barbaric. I don't know what it is. I think some of them are born like, I don't know what's going on now. But these girls don't have no issue with with doing like demeaning things to their bodies for some money. And a lot of them ain't even on no drugs. It just it's just I don't know what's going on, but it's really sad. Something has to be done in our community. Something has to be done, and they'll let people say, well, that was the old days, and so they put that out there. That was the old days, and things changing. Where you grew up in a decent environment and you didn't believe in doing this and that. Um, these kids are more innovative now. That never changes. Self-respect never changes. Never. And that's the problem. It's a lack of self-respect. Okay? It's a lack of self-respect. And our community is being taught that it's okay to not have self-respect. You're old. You're behind. You're antiquated in how you think if you're teaching your child to respect herself, to respect her body, because that's what they want. They want for black girls to be looked at as whores and to be whores. Okay? And for some reason, we don't really have people in our community teaching them that it's not okay. Black men who are supposed to be protecting us, um, a lot of them are not doing it. Okay? A lot of them are not doing that because it's too many emotional black men. Okay? That's not stable mentally. Mentally not stable. And a lot of it comes from their upbringing. Okay? Because anytime you've got a man that feel like it's okay to pimp a woman or to pimp girls, little girls, it's something wrong with him. I don't think no black man should be doing that. And I think that's one of the reasons that a lot of these black men can't catch a break. Because if they know their Bible, they would understand that God gave them a woman as a blessing, and not for her to be his whore. Okay, and so I think that's where that's why there's an imbalance in our community, because there's no trust um, with the black man and the black woman. And I've said this a million times, until there is some type, I think that's a generational curse that came some kind of way from slavery. I think back in like the 50s and 60s and stuff, we saw something different because it was a different time and they had to have each other. And somehow they've tapped into, again, they've taken us way back to the slavery days. Okay. I think now they've taken us back, set us back, and taken us back to the slavery days. I think that's one of the reasons why, you know, when they started talking about integration, I think that was an agenda. We got to separate again the black man and the black woman and the black family structure, right? Until there's some reconciliation with the black man and the black woman, everything is going to always be off balance in the black community. I've said that a million times. Um, and right now, the agenda is definitely working, because you got a lot of women that look at men as being just a lick, and you got the men that look at the women as being whores. Okay, and there is a lot of mental illness, because I feel like the mental illness is engineered. So it's hard for them to think another way when you're mentally ill. And I'm telling you now, I get scared of mentally ill people. Okay. One of the things that when I was in college before, The reason I have so many hours in like psychology, I love to study about the mind. It's just one of the things I don't want to be a psychologist, but I love studying about the mind. And one of the things that I love to do, I've always loved doing, even when I believe when I was a teenager, was to study the mind of serial killers. I took a class when I was in college some years back, and we talked about serial killers. Okay, and it's something because I had always read the books of serial killers, and I like to. I just it's just I don't know why. That's why it's so easy for me to identify when a person is not stable. Okay. I'm not a psychiatrist. I ain't trying to be one, but I watch people very closely. I listen to what they say and their actions. And I know when, that's why when folks say, well, she always trying to get the police. I watch these folks on here. I know when something is not normal. I know when people are not normal. Okay. When folks have obsessions, when they're obsessive about things and people that got nothing to do with them, that's not normal. Okay. And a lot of people kind of brush it off, but I would recommend anybody get the police involved. It's not normal for people to be obsessive over folks that they don't know, or people that don't want anything to do with you, or don't bother you. Okay. That's not normal. Okay. How do I know if a person is ADHD? How do I know? The answer I'm getting ready to give you is how do I know if they are if they were born around 2008 or 9, and they got them vaxxed to the nations. Y'all know they don't be wanting us to talk about that. I think it was that group that they messed up with the vax. And I think that's kind of phasing out now. They messed up a lot of children, and they targeted single poor Black women, and they offered them money to mess up their kids. And for single Black women that were struggling, they told their kids, go to school. They told them, I remember they would give them $500. They gave them 500 extra dollars per child. Okay. A lot of Black women didn't know that they was messing their kids up, but we should have known. Anytime they offering you $500 per child, and they're checking their blood to make sure that they're taking their medicines. Okay. Of course, I think that's why we got a lot of messed up folks now. After they turn 18, mama don't get the check no more. She's not seeing to him taking his medicine. His brain is totally messed up now, because of those meds, okay, and those vax. Now he out here crazier than a shithouse rat, and that's the truth. Like I said, they've worked on us for a long time, but when people are in poverty and they are desperate and don't know any better, that's what happens, and that's why our community was targeted. Okay. Because before that, we had never even heard anything like that. But they try to make us think it'd been around for a long time. It just wasn't identified. They telling a lie. Mm-hmm. Rose Sippin said people who have that lose stuff forget a lot, restless, and need to write stuff down. Where I'm definitely forgetful, but um I thought it was that perimenopause that I might be going through. They say you have a brain fog when you have perimenopause. I thought that's what it was. I might be ADHD. I thought ADHD was when they couldn't sit down, when they, they be bouncing off of the wall a lot. I think that's what it is, Rose. Flipping when they, can't sit down. They're hyperactive. It's not forgetful and restless. No, they're hyperactive. Okay. Yeah, they're hyperactive when they're allegedly or supposedly when they're ADHD. That at least that's what they say. They're saying they were hyperactive, and kids have been bad since the beginning of time. You mean to tell me? And they've always been hyperactive. They got a lot of energy because they're kids. So you mean to tell me now they want to sedate them just because they got a lot of energy? Can't focus. But a lot of kids don't focus. I mean, they're kids. They are children. hmm That's how kids are. And so I don't think they should be sedated for that reason. hmm Lord, I tell you. Child. Kaden. 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 Bring me the iPhone charger, please. I need the iPhone charger. Bring me an iPhone charger, please.
Which one?
The iPhone charger. The regular iPhone charger. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button if y'all haven't hit the like button. Thank you, boo. Oh, let's see what we got here. Kaden, is this your charger or mine? Is that my charger you got out the car? It's data. Can close that door for me. Yeah, if y'all haven't close the door for me, boo. If y'all haven't hit the like button, please make sure you all hit the like button. Like, share, and subscribe. Hold on, let me see something. Hey, how's your mother feeling? Yeah, I hate when I be having to do my hair. And a lot of them don't want to take the medicines. Thank you. If the child suffer with, oh wow, that's something. Oh wow. Well, I'm told that that drug was targeting males, especially black males. So I tell you, it's sad. I know God ain't pleased with a lot what people do to humans just for some money. It's a lot of evil people. That's why I don't have respect for people that's willing to destroy lives for some money. I don't respect people like that ever. It's too many ways to get money than to be destroying. And we have a whole system that does that. It's sad. Hey, Miss Sherry, how are you? Hey, Miss Sharon. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Yes, because the doctor asked me to put my son on meds, and I said no. They know once they get on them, they stuck. You'll always have to come back to them for a refill. They know they got you as a patient for life. That's a damn shame. Mm-hmm. Anyways, y'all, hold on one second. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm actually sitting here trying to do my hair. It says right, and when the kids, right, and when them kids age of Medicaid, we're gonna put them kids on insurance. Yeah, I always talk about organic meds. Like a lot of our bodies, like they don't talk about like the nutrients and stuff that our bodies is missing. I think which causes a lot of this. We used to get a lot of the nutrients out of the foods, but that ain't happening no more. That's not happening. They took iodine. I was reading they started taking iodine out of bread in the 80s. And when that happened, we started seeing a lot of people started having issues with their thyroid. And so what iodine does is they'll try to tell it with too much of anything could be poisonous, but um, what iodine does is we're supposed to have iodine. Iodine in the blood helps to cleanse the blood when it goes through the thyroid. And if there's no iodine, then how can the blood be cleansed, right? That's what I was reading. And so that's a lot of the reasons why we have a lot of problems. I think that's why they take out a lot of those real good holistic doctors. I think we started seeing years back in about 2017 when those holistic doctors were being having those freak accidents back to back. I think those were the ones that was onto something, right? And so the big pharma couldn't have that, right? So like I said, we have a lot of real issues. We have a lot of real issues that we don't tackle because we be too busy worried about things we ain't got no business worried about, which is somebody else's business, right? Um, Vlogging is one thing. I get on here and I vlog and we communicate and we talk about what is in the news. But then when I get off of here, okay, um, I don't jump on the phone, um, not unless somebody bothering me, worried about what somebody else has done in their life. Okay, I think there's a healthy way to do it, and then there's an unhealthy way because I understand that there's a bigger issue, and I do it in a healthy way. There's a bigger issue that our community is dealing with, and we're totally blinded to it because um, we worried about things that ain't got nothing to do with us, like worried about what somebody else is doing. What does somebody else do or talk about in their personal life have to do with somebody else? Okay. And then there's a spirit of witchcraft that lingers in our community. And the reason I say that is because when you think that you can control what somebody else do, that's a spirit of witchcraft. If they don't do what I don't want them to do, then I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna harass them. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. That's a witch. Okay, that's a witch. So um, I agree with what you stated. We have 102 right. They talk about the vitamins, but they don't talk about the minerals, and minerals are a lot more important than vitamins. And it's a lot of minerals that the body don't get, and um, it causes a lot of ailments. Whereas if you had them, like a lot of people don't know, like if my fingers start aching, it works every time. If my fingers start to ache, I know my body is either low in vitamin D or in magnesium. So what I'll do is, because I got a lot of vitamin D pills, I'll go, oh, because I remember I had them auto shipped to me. And I had forgotten. I was like, dog, I'm getting so many vitamin D pills. I still have a lot of them. So I was like, well, I'll just keep them. I gave my mom some, my sister some. When my fingers and stuff start aching, I started taking my vitamin D pills, or I'll start taking my magnesium. Totally stop. And when I'm taking the magnesium pills, I sleep so peacefully too. Vitamin E is good for you. They don't want you to know that if you take them vitamin E's on a regular, those cysts that come up, those benign cysts that come up in your breast, they'll start to dissipate. But it's a lot, though. And those are vitamins. A lot of minerals is if you don't have them, it starts to mess with your mental health. It starts to mess with your mental health. So, they try to say that pork and stuff is, and I guess I can imagine maybe pork ain't good for you. But I do know this, like our great grandmamas and stuff was eating pork, and it didn't cause them to have a lot of the diseases that you see people having now. I think it's just the deficiency of them taking a lot of the minerals and stuff out of the foods. With the technology we have now in different foods, why are we sicker than 50 plus years ago? Anyone ever think of that's true? I agree. Why are we sicker? Because our great grandmamas ate pork and stuff, and they ate a lot worse than us, because they couldn't they grew a lot of their foods too. So it was not processed. They raised and grew a lot of their foods. So now when people start trying to do their foods, they're putting it in the soil. Whatever they putting stuff in the soil now. So even if you try to go organic, that's really just sad. Now they didn't know what an allergy was because they go out to get something off of a tree. If they had like they broke out with anything, they go mix up some stuff get some leaves and grass and some more stuff and put it on you. And they said it would dry a lot of those rashes up if you ever got that. You can grow a garden, Rose. Hmm. You could definitely grow a garden. Well, when you get you a house, you can grow your garden. You can get you a garden. The easiest thing to grow is greens. Start growing you some greens. I remember when my grandma and them grew greens, they taste a lot different than what's in the store. They were more flavorful. They was just different. The tomatoes and the cucumbers and stuff taste a lot better. The hot peppers, because my grandma and them grew all of that. My granddaddy would even grow some watermelons sometimes, and his watermelons would be so sweet. They wouldn't get real big, but they would be so sweet and good. Hmm. Like I said, a lot of people, our kids don't have survival skills. We don't ever know what's gonna happen because we got a lot of freaks that run this. We're at the mercy of the people that run this world. Okay, um, so we don't ever know if they decide, they want to they want to stop selling food. Then how are people gonna survive if they don't have survival skills? You know, I think I've already told everyone I'm sick. But if you're going through hot flashes, just get ready to go. Get 300. And vitamin E, watch how you walk through life with not a worry. I take vitamin E's. I was having them hot flashes real bad. I don't have them. Like, I didn't know that the vitamin E didn't, but I just know that I got back on my Geritol, child. And plus, I have extra vitamins too. I'm gonna tell y'all what a lady told me. Geritol, a lot of people don't like to take Geritol because they so acquaint, associate that with being, well, I ain't old. That's for old people. Well, they were selling Geritol in Walmart, and I had started buying them because one of my cousins was like, he was like, I take my Geritol, and but see, that makes him very fertile. I mean, what do you call it when he don't shoot no blanks? I'm gonna tell you that right now, child. Yes, Geritol make you fertile too, and so he take his Geritol, and a Geritol, it gives you a lot of energy, but you will get pregnant, okay? And if you messing with Mr. Otis, if you messing with Mr. Otis and he on Geritol, just know, Mr. Otis, you're gonna have an old baby. Your baby gonna come out looking like an old man. Because Mr. Otis gonna hit something. Okay, he gonna shoot something. And if he on it. But or if you on the shit on the Geritol, but it gives you a lot of energy. And so I remember Walmart used to sell them. So I went to Walmart. I was like, I asked the lady at the pharmacy, I was like, where's the Geritol? She was like, oh, it's like they don't sell them in here anymore. I said, why? She was like, well, they started replacing it with the with those GNC multivitamins. She was like, she whispered, she said they take all the good stuff out. Stuff like that you have to order now. And that's what they do. Like Geritol works as far as your energy and stuff. And they start getting rid of stuff like that. And if you don't see it, you don't think about it. Because why would you put GNC vitamins in there when you can go in GNC and get the damn vitamins? Hell. If you're trying to get pregnant, take Geritol. You'll be pregnant within a year. If you old and you don't want to get pregnant no more, get on some birth control pills if you're taking them. Because you're gonna be old and pregnant. Gonna be old and pregnant. I tell you. He said Geritol gonna have a lot of mamas out here. I'm telling you. Ain't that the truth? Lord have mercy. Not me though. And of course, y'all know I'm taking these braids out. And I got to take them out because I can't be sitting up tomorrow. When you start taking braids out in the front, you have to take them all out. Because I can't be looking like Aquanisha tomorrow. I had already started taking the edges out last week and just gelling and just putting some edge control on them. I start taking the edges out first when I have them in for a while. I normally don't wear braids any longer than like 6 weeks, and then I go get them redone. But it is getting cool, so I can start back wearing my hair or wearing some extensions. And my hair got a lot of new growth in it. So I've been wearing braids for a while now. It's time to go to another style. Do you put conditioner on your hair when you take it? Yes, I wash it and treat it and everything else. And when I go to my stylist this week, I'm going to get my ends and stuff clipped. hmm But I like to treat it myself because it seemed like to me what I use is better than what they use at the shop. A lot of these stylists now they be trying to cut back on using good stuff. I mean, I got everything in the store that's good, so I treat my own hair. And when I get there, I let them treat it too, whatever they got. But I don't think what they got is better than what I got. It seemed like every time I finish a section, Lord have mercy, I get to feel in my head. I go, Lord Jesus. I I know I got probably about 1,000 more braids to go. I wish I get somebody to make me a wig that I could wear. And I ain't like I could because I don't have a wig to put on my head. But I gotta take them out. I gotta finish them. How much hairstylists cost? Folks in California, they charging washing, conditioning, and blow dry, curl, silk press between. Oh my freaking God. That's how much they charging in California? Girl. I'm gonna tell y'all something. A lot of those stylists are hired in California, but they don't do no good jobs. They don't even be doing a good job. Um, well, I think stylists now a lot of them now be trying to pay their rent with one head because I be changing stylists because I be wanting them to charge the same thing they charged when I went to them 3 weeks ago. You know, a lot of them like to charge based on what kind of bills they owe. I don't have no time for no stuff like that. That's a good way to get for me to not come back to you. As long as you do right, I'll be faithful. But if you try to hit me across the head because you think I got it, you're gonna lose a customer. Natural hair is expensive. Sister locks cost $3,000 to $8,000. Oh my God. One of my friends in Florida, she does locks, and she says she's one of the cheapest ones around. She says she charged $50 an hour. She said she charged 50 an hour. Yeah, I know that's because you got some that be charging 100 and something when they real good and got a name. They be charging 100 and something an hour. It's based on how long it take for them to take your locks down and put them back. Cause you know some of them they hair be locked up. It be nappy than a sheep's ass. Oh, mm-mm. I guess I could have got the Africans to take my hair down, but you know they like to. They go fast, but they'll pull your edges out. And I tell them I want my edges, so you know they don't give a damn about no edges. The Africans don't, cause they don't have none. Oh, that's Vanessa. That's fun to her. Hmm. I'm glad I started on this early. Maybe I'll be finished by 11 if I don't stop. The stylist asked for a deposit to schedule the hair appointment. My stylist don't ask for no. What's up, the Alabama hitter? My stylist don't ask for no deposit. I'm getting my hair a little different this time. I think I'm gonna have to get my hair colored because I done grew quite a bit of gray hairs in the front. I'm like, Lord have mercy. I was like, why they had to come in the front? It ain't none in the middle and the back. Shit. Why they come in the front first? I was reading apricot oil. Apricot keeps your hair from turning gray if you take like apricot oil or something like that. Or use that on your hair. So y'all, what else been going on in the YouTube streets since I've been out of commission for a couple days? Well, for a day, because I think I came on Sunday. And I probably will come on tomorrow. I need to go downstairs and get my free drinks at the hotel that I'm in. She was like, complimentary of the hotel for your stay at the bar. You get you get 2 free drinks at the bar. So I need to go get my 2 free drinks tonight, but I can't go down there looking like Aquanisha. You should see the bar. I was gonna go down there last night, but you should have seen. I should have took a picture. I don't want to do that, invade their privacy. Y'all should have seen all them lawyers down there at the bar, a bunch of drunks. A lot of lawyers stay getting drunk all the time. I guess they be stressed out. Oh. Brazy home? Honeycomb Brazy home? All right. When did he get out? He got out today. He kept that a secret, which is a good thing. People can't mess up what they don't know. What they don't know about. Who snuck and got married? Oh, Honeycomb Brazy got out today. That's good. I hope Brazy stay to himself. He know not to trust nobody. I hope he able to light it back up just like he did before. Because Brazy was blazing. He went straight to the studio. Good. Who is he signed to now, Hitter? Is he signed to anybody? He still signed to the Princess? Akawana said, me. I got married. Who I get married to? I ain't got married to nobody. I need to be down there at that bar, don't it? It's a whole lot of money down there. I'm telling you. Might get me a husband down there, huh? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Child, that was a joke. What do I do with those scissors? Leave it to me to lose some. We just talked about that. She said she need Fujiano to come home. He had a talk with Jay Prince and came to some kind of understanding over the weekend. Uh-oh. Oh Lord. They were the ones that had him, they were the ones that messed him over and had him put in jail. Didn't they? I lose my scissors? Here it go. Yeah, Jay Prince and them were the ones, weren't they the ones that messed Honeycomb Brazy over and had him put in jail? Yeah, but they got him on papers until Birdman buy him out. Uh-uh. Mm. Maybe he going in there to make some albums and he'll be able to come up he'll be able to get away from them. I'm rooting for Honeycomb Brazy. I really am. I'm rooting for him. Y'all think him and Finesse 2 Times gonna do something? I'm tired, Kawana, but I'm gonna be up for a minute because I gotta finish. Um, I gotta get all these braids out my head. I know you said, why you ain't wait till you get home to take those braids out? I have a reason. I have a reason. I need to take them out tonight because I have a because I gotta get my hair done. So I want to when I get back, so I want to treat my hair and stuff. Finesse posted him on IG. Okay, I'm getting ready to look at that. Look, them lawyers down there now. I can hear them. They're down there at that bar, and I'm way up high, and I can hear them. Hold on, let me see. Let's see. What's Finesse 2 Times 9? Oh, hold on, let's see. Oh, here it is right here, y'all.
No lie. Step on up in some town. Soon as face like seafood, go boom and eat some shrimp. Hebrew, man, with this fat rat had a meal on my snout, man. I ain't count shit with that, man. I ain't even want to wear it. Can't believe these niggas out here pushing for a rat. Oh, people set me up. Mike, stab me in the back. Fuck them. Trying to bring a crack. It's all in the city. Where he at? The ice of shit I made up on Jerry Peanut tits. Nigga let me sprayed up. Hit all in the head. They ain't want to see me out there hospital. They go, look, some nigga went live about me when they had dead. I don't know what I said.
I'm not looking for no sympathy, won't cry about no loss. I got
Okay. I hope he does well. It says, but that is different type of mask. Because Ladybird has her own different type of mess. He says that he definitely made that song in prison and they recorded it. Brazy ain't lost a step. No, I mean, I'm glad that he in the studio. Maybe he don't mention the princess and, you know, he don't mention them. They don't bother him. He paid them what he owe them, and that's how it go. I think even when Brazy was out before, Brazy was trying to stay away from the drama. He was trying to stay away from the drama. Kaden. Anyways, y'all. I really want to stay on here with y'all while I take these braids out. The longer I'm on here with y'all, I hope Finesse 2 Times is not with who is Finesse 2 Times signed to now? Is he still signed to J Prince? Is he still signed to J Prince or? Hold on, let me see something else, y'all. Hold on, you all. What's honeycomb? Let's see, honeycomb brazy. Does he have an Instagram page yet? I don't see where he does. Hold on, you all. Hold on, you all. I'm looking for something. I don't see. It's called honeycomb. It's called honeycomb. Okay, honeycomb. Oh, okay, I see it. I don't know how I spelled it. I think I spelled it the
You know, I already know what it is, man.
shout out to Honeycomb Brazen. I'm glad he out. I am happy that he's out. I hope he does well. And I believe that he will. Yep. I believe that he will. Yep. So y'all think Honeycomb Brazy, y'all think Brazy gonna be able to bounce back? Y'all think he gonna be able to bounce back and blaze? I hope don't nobody get jealous of him and be trying to cut him in his back and stuff. I hope that doesn't happen. I think he will. I wonder if Birdman gonna be able to buy him out of his contract. Evidently, he can't buy him out. He says she's got money. Who got the money, baby? I don't know. Baby been in a lot of bankruptcies. Birdman, he been in a lot of bankruptcies. So I was reading. They said, baby. They said, oh, they claim it's allegedly Birdman is in the early stages of Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's. I've heard some nurses and doctors say it's Alzheimer's. But I hear some people say it's Alzheimer's. I remember when I called it old timers, and a nurse said to me, "What did you call it?" I said, "Old timers." She said, "No, it's Alzheimer's." So, child, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Do y'all believe that baby got the Alzheimer's, old timers? Okay, I'm gonna just cover all bases, child. Old timers, Alzheimer's, Alzheimer's. Since everybody says different, pronounces it differently. Did somebody say that baby had been baby been hanging with NBA young NBA young boy every day? Now what baby and NBA young boy got in common? That's what tickles me. Other than NBA young boy young enough to be his grandson. What they got in common? That's what I want to know. I just want to know what they got in common. Is NBA YoungBoy signed to baby any kind of way? Said NBA YoungBoy is a sweetheart. He got the Braxton timer. Well, Tony Braxton, I guess she a gold digger. Because ain't nowhere in the world I would have ever married a man that was on stage a long time ago saying I'm F with dudes too. He was high and drunk. So he told on himself. I probably would have never forgot about that one. I'm trying to figure out why Tony Braxton married him. Go to J. Prince Jr. Instagram. Okay, I'm getting ready to go over there. Let's see.
There's no one sitting there.
Last week, I told everybody to go get a finesse 2-time versus video. Now he number 7 in the world. Number 7 in the world.
With 'em. They been screaming 412 in the song. Be right in the car with 'em. But you a hard nigga. It ain't
He's back. Welcome back, Conor Brazy. Time to get everything. The game owes you. So J. Prince Jr. still promoting finesse 2 times. He must be still getting money off of finesse 2 times. Look like they all together. Oh wow. So where does Rainwater come in at? He signed to he done signed to J. Prince Jr. and them to work with them to promote. It looked like he managing finesse 2 times. I tell you. Rainwater managing finesse 2 times. I tell you. Well, finesse 2 times probably he'll be on the internet more. That's for sure. I just hope he don't get to running no plays. Because finesse 2 times too talented to be reduced to doing something like that. I think finesse 2 times made himself too accessible. That's what I think. So that took away That took a lot away from, and then he kind of played himself out to a lot of the stuff he did with the promoters. They barred him out of Chattanooga, I believe. When he up there in Chattanooga, was that Chattanooga or was it Knoxville? I mean, it don't take away from his talent, though. He's very talented. He number 6 in the world behind Taylor Swift. Oh, he number 6 in the world? Go ahead, Finesse. Y'all know I talks about Finesse, but I like his music though. I like his music. I be talking about him when he need to be talked about, but he's still talented. He's stupid, but he's still talented. Also, that's what he was saying. He's number 6. Okay. Go ahead, Finesse. Has anybody started booking him yet? He had said he wanted to be his own boss. Who? Brazy want to be his own boss? Mm. Mm. If I ain't have to go straight to my stylist, y'all, I wouldn't be sitting up doing this. But it ain't nothing but a little inconvenience, that's all for me. And it ain't no inconvenience because I had to do this anyways. Why not now? Just seems like when I think I'm almost finished, I start feeling my head and I get discouraged. Y'all gonna have to sit up with me tonight until I get these braids up out of my head. It's still early. Because if I get off of here with y'all, I'm gonna lay down. And then I'm gonna wake up in the morning and be feeling like crap. Because I ain't got no cap to put on my head and I got to go in that conference. Because it ain't over. And I don't want to be looking like Aquanisha. Sitting in there shame. Because half of my hair braided, the other half ain't. They said no finesse. Have any of the has finesse started getting booked again? And the promoters gonna take a chance on him? Well, I think he might been to have some humble pie. Maybe he'll do right this time. If he done suffered a little bit, he might do right. As far as what he was doing before, he just needs to stay off of the drugs. Because these boys, these damn fools go get on drugs and they axe out. No, you know what? I was in the beauty supply store today. I should have got me a scarf. I wasn't thinking. I could have got me a scarf and wore my hair out, wore the bangs out, and had the rest of it wrapped up. What in the hell was I thinking about? I just wasn't thinking. I sure could have. I'm getting ready to divide it up in the back. Put in 2 braids. And take a little bit out, a little bit by a little bit out. And cut it. Cut the ends of it. And then start taking them down. That's how I'll see my progress. Because as many braids as I've taken out, I still don't really see no progress. Because I be real careful when I'm taking the edges out. Put them in sections. 4 sections. Like I said, it's still kind of early. So y'all, I'm trying to think of now Saturday I'm gonna have a guest to come on. And they're gonna talk about their mother's cold case that was ruled a suicide. Although it was a homicide. Mm. And who's there to help you? Nobody. You said where's Cypress at? I don't know. He ain't come in here tonight. I don't know where Cypress at. But y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna get off of here so that I can finish right quick. I'm going here and get somebody else to help me to take these braids out. Anyways, y'all, it'll be back to like regular programming tomorrow. So I don't know what we're gonna talk about. But we're gonna talk about some stuff tomorrow, okay? Anyways, y'all have a good night, okay? I love you all. I'll talk to y'all later.